Every time I pick thumbnails for videos, I always have some that are like weird faces, and I show them to my husband and he always picks the just like the smiling one. And it's like, well, maybe that is better, but I also feel like it's more on brand for me to be like, oh, hello, and welcome to this special edition of Learning Curves. I'm Anastasia, and September is my birthday month. This year for my birthday, I'm asking my husband to take part in something I'm calling SELF-tember. So this is something I'm doing, and I appreciate having a companion on this journey, but a lot of it is for self. And I want to share with you a little backstory about why I'm doing this and then the specific things that I'm doing this month. I apologize for you getting them late, but I only just decided at the end of August what it is that we're doing, and here we are. So I've been thinking a lot recently about clutter, and I need to go back and rewatch the video I made on clutter. I'll link that. But I'm thinking about not just clutter in our spaces, but everywhere in our lives, in our relationships, in our time, in our homes, on our bodies. Do you watch the show My 600-Pound Life? It's one of my favorite shows to cry to. And the people on the show have buckets of trauma in their past, and it just feels like they're walking around wearing their trauma. And I've been looking around my really cluttered home recently, and I've been feeling more shame about it. And I've been seeing the clutter grow. It seems like the clutter has a directly proportional relationship to the challenges I'm having in my life and my mental health. And I guess maybe they could each be feeding off of each other, but it seems to me my clutter is kind of me wearing how I'm feeling. And I'm just starting to see it more and more, like in relationships where, you know, the ones where you watch people. I recently learned about the Needlers, the SNL sketch, recurring sketch, Amy Poehler and Seth Meyers. They're a couple that just argue all the time, and it's so uncomfortable for everyone else. I think that might be my husband and I. But anyway, you know couples who do that. I just feel like those couples are wearing their relationship clutter. It's stuff that, you know, is rooted in something that probably did serve each of them at one point, but does not serve the relationship now, if it ever did, and needs to go, needs to be decluttered. I talked in my productivity video last week about decluttering your time. So the things I'm doing in SELF-tember are intended to slowly and manageably declutter various aspects of my life. In this month, I am focusing on a few areas of myself that I'm categorizing as body, mind, and heart, because she cheesy. Let me share with you what I'm gonna do. What were my hands doing there? I don't know. I should declutter my hand usage. Sorry, guys. So the first aspect I want to talk about in body, mind, heart is body. That's where I have the most things I'm committing to right out of the gate. These are things I'm reaching for. I don't even want to call them goals, because I definitely don't want to feel like I have failed if I have not achieved each of these things. These are, you know, reach for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. This is progress, not perfection. This is directions I'm heading, and I'm being very gentle with myself and my husband. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing for my body is sleep. I am getting at least 7 hours. I'm aiming to get at least 7 hours of sleep, preferably at least 8 every night for the month of September. The next thing I'm doing involves drinking. We are not drinking alcohol for the month of September. I am, however, intending to drink about 120 ounces of water per day. I drink a lot of water, and I have 4-cup mason jars that I use as my water glass. 120 ounces is a little less than 4 of those. So my plan is to drink 1 in the morning, 2 throughout the day, you know, maybe 1 with lunch, 1 just also throughout the day, and then a 4th with dinner. And that gives me my 4. Obviously, I can drink the water whenever I want, and I can drink more water than that, but my goal is to hydrate myself at least 120 ounces worth every day. Lastly, my goal is to walk an average of 30 minutes per day. So there are likely going to be some days in September that are raining or something happens and I'm not able to walk that day. However, I am hopeful that there will be other days where I walk more than 30 minutes and that all of it will average out to 30 minutes a day. Again, being gentle with myself. If I don't do 30 minutes a day, think of how many more minutes I will have walked. I know diet is not on my self-tember list. That's something I'm being really gentle with myself on. I love eating vegetables. I love eating salads. And diet is something that can be really stress triggering for me, partially because I am a full-figured woman and a lot of people think they know things about my body and my diet and that they don't. That's been a lifelong journey for me, and it's not something that I want to draw more focus from myself to for this month, because I feel like I would just put pressure on myself in a way that it would feel against the whole purpose of self-tember. So that's what I'm doing. The next part is mind. I have 2 things that I'm doing this month to really focus on my mental health. I would like to say that I always see a therapist every Tuesday from 3 to 4. She is about to have a baby, so I'm actually not going to see her for probably about 6 weeks. That's not something I'm putting as a specific focus of self-tember because it's something I already do, and I likely may not have that last session in September. My first goal for my mind will be to meditate 10 minutes a day, average 10 minutes a day. This is the same thing with walking. There may be a day it doesn't work out, and then hopefully I can have additional minutes that I can add to another session. I have 2 meditation apps. I've had Insight Timer for a long time, the free version, and I have the free trial of the Headspace app. You know, they say a cluttered desk, a cluttered mind, or something. The next thing I'm doing for my mind is to spend 5 minutes a day decluttering my home. This could look like cleaning. This could look like throwing the mountains and mountains of receipts away that are in my purse. This could look like a lot of things, but 5 minutes a day I think is completely manageable. And yeah, I have spaces. I made a tracker. Okay, I made a tracker. Virgo. Sorry, I'm gonna put a Google Drive link in the description box. Description box. It's not a description box. It's not. It should be. It's not though. I'm gonna put what is happening? I'm gonna put a link, a Google Drive link in the description box. If you are interested in downloading this and following along, in the mind section, I have 2 spaces where I can add a goal at some point. And if something throughout this month, if I'm like, oh, here's another thing I want to do for my mind, and you can put whatever you want there. So for the heart, I'm going to do 3 things. The heart section is gonna focus on my relationships. So I mentioned in my goals for 2021 video that one of the things I wanted to do to work on my marriage was do the 8 dates from the book, 8 Dates. My husband and I have started that. We've done the first date. We have the second date coming up this week. And that's my goal for this month. I mean, it's kind of cheating because it's going to continue, but right now we're doing 1 date a week and we are reading a chapter of the book before the date, between the dates, so that we're prepared for the next date. So that's something that is relatively new since we finally got to it and just had our first date. So that I am including in my self-tember heart section for my marriage. The next thing I have is Isabel time and Felicity time. Isabel and Felicity are my daughters. Isabel is 3.5 and Felicity is 10 months. And my goal with them this month is to just spend some dedicated time with each of them. I don't have as much a clearly defined, this is what that looks like, but I think as long as I get some one-on-one time with each of them, you know, maybe that looks like one of them coming with me on my walk, or coloring with Isabel for a little bit, or taking a bath with Felicity. I want to at least spend each week some solid dedicated time. I may, in fact, do the 10-minute miracle from Big Little Feelings, which is where you spend 10 dedicated minutes with just one-on-one with one of your kids and yourself. No phone, no spouse, no siblings, none of that. And that's it. Those are the things I'm doing for self-tember. Again, my husband is joining me on this journey, and I would love to hear if anyone has other plans for themselves this month. Oh, something I'm doing for my home, which I don't have on here, but I mentioned in my productivity video that I'm working on our kitchen, and I'm very excited about that content, but I'm waiting for some pieces to make it kind of Pinterest-worthy beautiful. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I know as the holiday season is approaching that we are all going to be spending more time in our kitchens. So I'm trying to make mine a more functional space. Anyway, my house is chaos, clutter everywhere, we're decluttering. In fact, this video itself is a bit of a declutter because I had the goal this year to post 52 videos in 2021, and I have missed 2 weeks so far. So the fact that I'm posting a bonus video means that I am that much closer to being back on track to my 52 videos this year. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like this video and please subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye. Why? I can't stop laughing. This is my birthday month. I think I mentioned that. And the 21st, Bill Murray's birthday, and Stephen King, and like, anyway. But it's also their birthday. Also, it's the beginning of Little Shop of Horrors on the 21st night of the month of September, at least the Broadway cast, the original one. And it's the beginning of the Earth, Wind, and Fire song. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Anyway.